Coming up right now, the happiest jobs in the U.S. revealed. And if yours is not on the list, why you might be quiet quitting or rage applying. Also coming up, the biggest love myths revealed. Our relationship expert explains why there is no such thing as a soulmate. And later, it's time to clean out your makeup bag. Our beauty expert joins us to explain when to toss and when to keep your favorite lip gloss and mascara. We've got your life and style guide from A to Z starting right now on Life, Love, Shopping. And welcome to Life, Love, Shopping, your life and style guide from A to Z. I'm your host, Andrea Jackson. If you live it, you love it or buy it, we talk about it right here. We start today's show with the happiest jobs in America. A recent study found physical therapists take the top spot when it comes to job satisfaction. 4 out of 5 PTs reported major happiness in their job. Many say their work holds a great deal of meaning when it comes to success with their clients. Firefighters are near the top of the list, too. Despite being a dangerous profession, many say the close-knit work environment creates a strong bond in the workplace. And how about this profession? Quality assurance analysts. This group loves problem solving. They also have a great deal of independence when it comes to coworkers and bosses. We go from job satisfaction to job dissatisfaction.
I don't like my job, and I don't think I'm gonna go anymore.
One of these days, I just kick this piece of.
I'm thinking now it might be more fun to just get fired.
Get this, job dissatisfaction has created its own term in the workplace. It's called quiet quitting. It's where employees put in just enough effort to get through the workday, much like the lead character in the cult favorite flick Office Space. Resenteeism is also a new job-related state of mind. It's where someone stays in a job that's not working for them but refuses to do anything about it, while rage applying refers to an employee sending out dozens of resumes after a super stressful day at work. Researchers claim they found the most stressful time of the day down to the minute. Some 2,000 adults were surveyed about the most stressful time of their day. The results pinpointed 7:23 a.m. as the peak time for stress. Participants were also asked to rank the top 50 most stressful events in a typical day. Being stuck in traffic, spilling something on the floor, and waking up late were among the top 5. The survey follows a recent study tying stress in middle age and an increase in the risk for dementia. Well, it's a trend favored by Victoria Beckham, the Duchess of Sussex, and even Crown Princess Mary of Denmark. But not everyone is jumping on the wedding ring bandwagon. Some married women are choosing to upgrade or change engagement rings after tying the knot. Many say it's a way to mark a milestone in their relationship. Jewelers say most men go with a safe design for the big ask, and later their wives might ask for a little more sparkle. However, not everyone is on board with this trend. Some believe once you upgrade, the sentimental value is gone for good and it becomes just another piece of jewelry. Well, you've likely heard of the 3-date rule. It refers to the practice of waiting until the 3rd date to sleep with someone. A new survey just revealed that many of the old school dating rules no longer exist. Nearly half of those polled admitted to having sex on the first date. And if you break down the stats by sex, 60% of men said they jumped into bed straight away, while just 40% of women say they went for it. Men and women between the ages of 24 and 55 were most likely to throw caution to the wind. Another revelation here, 26% of women said it was a great way to see if the two were a good match. Okay. Well, if you've ever considered yourself unlucky in love, maybe you've got it all wrong. Maybe you're the problem. Vincent Genna, a psychic therapist and spiritual teacher, recently joined us on The Daily Flash, and he calls out 2 of the biggest relationship myths: soulmates and opposites attract.
As soon as I turn around and I tell everybody there is no such thing as a soulmate, so stop shopping for one. Everybody is out there wanting to find the perfect love. And so as soon as it was romanticized, it was actually romanticized by Richard Bach in a couple of his books back in the 70s that he wrote and talked about the concept of soulmates, that there is somebody out there that God created or the universe created or you created that's your perfect lover. If you keep trying to find that perfect lover, you're not working on the things that are necessary to work on to attract your perfect lover. Soulmate is a myth. However, That doesn't mean that once you're in a relationship, you're not meant to make that relationship into a soulmate like relationship. That's
Oh,
what my wife and I have. We've been together for 50 years. And we
wow. That's fun.
absolutely. That's because we did the right work and we made it a soulmate relationship. You need to find somebody who's going to be in the same book. Right now, people are together that aren't even in the same bookstore, no less the same book. Like attracts like. That's the way this universe works. So, you know that proverbial list that everybody writes out for the perfect partner that they want?
Yep.
Well, I want them to write that list. And you title it the top 10 most important traits I want in my partner. Write all 10. When you finish number 10, go back to the title, cross out the word partner, and write in the word ME. Now the title says the top 10 most important traits I want in me.
Oh, he is so great. For more information on relationship myths, please visit vincentgenna.com. Well, you've likely heard of Clifford the Big Red Dog, but are you ready for Mischief's Big Red Boots?
Buying the Big Red Boots was a mistake. They were created to make you look like a cartoon character, but they cost $400. They were a huge trend on social media and massive celebrities would wear them. But what's so good about them? When I unboxed them, I was very pleased with the simplistic packaging and the boots seemed to be extremely high quality. But I still have so many questions. When I put them on, they felt really snug like a roller skate, but while walking around, I really felt like a cartoon character, especially when I jumped, and they made zero noise. The only problem is they were extremely heavy, and it took me about 6 minutes of tugging just to get them off.
Okay, see, that would drive me nuts. The Brooklyn-based fashion collective Mischief has been making headlines on social media with their big red boots. Social media influencer at Dylan McElliott said they are easy to walk around in, but it took him about 6 minutes to take them off. Well, those big red boots might just be the thing for a new type of flooring. Magnetic flooring is the new home reno trend that any DIYer can accomplish. So what is it? It's a 2-layer system featuring a magnetic layer base and magnetic tiles. You can use it on floors and walls, and it can be made out of almost any material. The only requirement, the tiles have to have some trace amount of iron powder in order for them to stick to the magnetic base. The pros here, it's glueless, no tongue and groove to fit together, and it's eco-friendly. The cons, though, it's a new trend, so you'll need to do some research. You won't find it at your local hardware or big box home improvement store yet, and since it's not readily available, it can be pricier than other flooring systems. One other con, if you do install it, it might be so easy you'll be tempted to change your floors every year. Stay with us. Life Love Shopping continues right after this. Welcome back to Life Love Shopping, your life and style guide from A to Z. If you live it, love it, or buy it, we talk about it right here. Something we all love, cars. Today we're getting an inside look at Elon Musk's new Cybertruck. Here's the car coach Lauren Fix with Car Smarts.
Remember that Cybertruck? That was quite a while ago. But here's everything you need to know. And it's been almost 4 years since Elon Musk announced the Tesla Cybertruck, and there's still none of these vehicles on the road. And it appears that the automaker is finally getting ready to release these final versions late in 2023. So here's what we know about the truck. Tesla hasn't released full specifications or pricing yet, but we do have some good ideas, and that's why I want to share this with you. Despite having taken thousands of deposits, even so, there has been enough leaks and spy shots of the truck that we can form a fairly good picture of what to expect. This is what we do know about the Cybertruck. The base single motor rear-wheel drive version will be the most affordable, while the upcoming tri-motor configuration will be significantly more expensive, and that'll be available afterwards. Tesla doesn't offer options and packages like many other automakers. Instead, it offers most features with its vehicles on the base price. However, buyers can add on 2 extremely expensive driver assistance packages. One of those extremely expensive packages that can be as expensive as $15,000 is the autopilot, which, by the way, is not self-driving. We haven't seen much of the truck's interior, but a few spy shots and renderings that we've seen online, they show a very minimal interior with a large center screen, which is to be expected, that controls everything like all the other Teslas, and an oval steering wheel. And in some shots, we're seeing the truck that has Tesla's controversial yoke steering wheel, but the automaker will likely offer a traditional wheel for buyers that prefer it. The Cybertruck has a glass roof like other Tesla models. The angular exterior shape, which may be changed due to National Highway Traffic Safety Administration regulations because NHTSA will not let them have sharp lines where those two panels meet, that could be dangerous to other drivers. We'll see the final version, and then we'll see how much angles they're able to get away with. The exterior design is easily the most unique design feature of the Cybertruck. Tesla calls it an exoskeleton. The truck is built entirely from stainless steel. Although it won't be shiny due to regulations, it could be brushed or even a possible color in the future that we're waiting to see. And the exoskeleton doesn't appear to have any curves to its body, as the truck looks very smooth and may be different on the final version, but it is pretty cool looking overall. The Cybertruck has a lot of interest. The design has its share of detractors and has presented Tesla with manufacturing challenges. In the early test drive, where Jay Leno drove with Elon Musk, they admitted that the original prototype truck was just too big and said that it was extremely difficult to get the glass panels right because of the angles and the fitment. Ultimately, the Cybertruck has to meet the U.S. road safety rules while also looking crazy, so you'll probably see windshield wipers and side view mirrors because it's required by law. The Cybertruck gets adaptive air suspension and will offer up to 3,500 pounds of payload capacity. Heavy batteries mounted underneath the floor will give it a lower center of gravity, which should improve handling and performance over a traditional gas pickup truck. But testing against the Ford Lightning, the GMC Hummer EV, and the Silverado Electric will tell us a lot of real-life results. Tesla has promised a 0 to 60 time of 2.9 seconds and a range up to 500 miles. And given its performance with Tesla EVs, we shall see the final results soon. The automaker also hasn't shared charging specifications, but the truck will be able to use the Tesla supercharging network, which is now open to non-Tesla vehicles. If you think you want to buy a Cybertruck, you can place a $100 refundable deposit on their website. Prices are estimated at $40,000 to $78,000 based on our guesstimations.
Lauren, thank you. Much more ahead on Life Love Shopping, your life and style guide from A to Z. The giant Los Angeles Auto Show features the newest rides and the coolest drives. Here's auto expert Nick Miles with a preview.
Welcome to the floor of the LA International Auto Show. I'm sitting in the front of the brand new Lucid Gravity, and this was the biggest news of the show. It kicks off the LA International Auto Show. It's an SUV, has 3 rows, but the mouth drop is the fact that this vehicle will do 440 miles plus on a single charge of electricity. It'll have over 800 horsepower and it'll go to 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. It's a 3-row SUV that has the latest tech. It's environmentally sensitive to make sure that everything in the production of the car and in the car is the best it can possibly be. Now, it's not the only new SUV here at the show. Crown is the new name of this SUV. It's the Crown Signia that came out from Toyota. This is their all-hybrid and only available in hybrid all-wheel drive SUV. It has the large screen on the inside. It'll have the Safety Sense 3.0. This vehicle may be the first one in a long line of Crown vehicles from Toyota. Toyota also rolling out the new Camry. It's already the 5th best-selling car in the United States. Again, the hammerhead front and over 230 horsepower. They'll sell about 200,000 of these every single year. When it comes to trucks, Ram refreshed their 1500. Now it gets a new front, a new back, and new stats to show it's one of the hardest working trucks in America, even with those Ram boxes. But they also rolled out the Ram Charger, their all-electric truck. It'll do 690 miles on a single charge thanks to a Pentastar gas motor under the hood, which will actually recharge the battery as you travel, extending that range. Check out the brand new Subaru Forester, all new from the ground up. This is now full of tech, capable, large 11.6-inch screen. Check those seats out. They are heated and cooled. And in the back, those fold flat seats allows you to put your bike, your dog, your kayak. This is the #1 wilderness car for bikers, kayakers, and pet owners. As Christmas comes around and we start to order online goods, you can expect Amazon to be delivering packages at a rush rate all over the United States, and it could include one of these. This is the brand new Hyundai's Santa Fe. It looks cool, it looks boxy and square and exciting. You can now order it on Amazon, and I'd like to see someone steal that package off my front porch. It looks great on the inside, outside, and of course, it has their 10-year, 100,000-mile Hyundai warranty. There's a new Ioniq, their electric SUV, which has won so many awards, now comes in an N version, their track-based vehicle. It was tested on the Nürburgring. It'll have way over 600 horsepower and be a great performer. Checking out the new Nissan Rogue. Front and back, it gets a refresh and it's powered by Google. Nissan also rolled out brand new PJs. If the Nismo is too expensive at $60,000, buy the PJs at $250. Limited numbers, they are on sale now. They're selling 50 of them. Something for your Christmas list? Definitely these make mine.
Something we all love is food, and Susie the foodie is asking, have you ever tried?
Have you ever tried cherimoya? The skin looks like scales. The inside has a custard-like texture. The flavor is like a really creamy pineapple. The fruit is really delicious on its own, but once you remove the seeds, the texture is incredible. I paired it with a coconut that I torched. Then I filled it with fresh shaved ice, filtered coconut water, and topping with the cherimoya pulp. Finishing with mint, a micro orchid, and lemon zest. Have you ever tried an African cherry? Also known as an African star apple, because the center has a perfect star. The flavor is like a sour cherry cola with hints of almond. It's one of my favorite fruits. I carbonated some of the juice. I didn't add any sweeteners or extra flavors. And it still made the perfect soda.
For more information on Susie the foodie, you can follow her on Facebook or Instagram at Susie the foodie. Well, Chick-fil-A is testing a new sandwich in a few markets, but it doesn't follow their well-known slogan, Eat More Chicken. The popular food chain is trying a cauliflower-based veggie option in 3 markets. It looks very much like a regular chicken sandwich, but it will use breaded pressure-cooked cauliflower in place of meat. The test markets include Denver, Charleston, South Carolina, and Greensboro, North Carolina. They've been working on a meatless option for nearly 4 years. Much more ahead on Life Love Shopping, your life and style guide from A to Z. Sleep issues are the #1 complaint during menopause, but what can we do to improve our sleep during this time? Joining us now is nutritionist and menopause educator and researcher Andrea Donsky with some tips and some advice. Andrea, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk first about something you refer to as sleep hygiene. What is it and why is this so important?
It's really important because it helps us to get a better night's sleep. So what does that mean? Don't eat too close to bed. Make sure your room is dark. When our room is dark, we produce melatonin. Melatonin helps us to fall asleep and stay asleep. Make sure your room is quiet and make sure that it's cool. 65 to 68 degrees is important. Otherwise, we might be really hot and we might experience night sweats.
What about a sleep routine? How important is it to get to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time, and get the same amount of hours?
Well, you just said it exactly. It is really important for consistency. So going to bed at the same time, waking up like you said, taking a bath before going to bed, maybe doing some type of meditation so that you could relax yourself. Because according to our research at my company Morphus, we know that one of the main reasons that we're waking up in the middle of the night is because we have to pee and also because we're stressed. So really having some type of nightly routine is important to help us get that better night's sleep.
I love that. Not just the hour, but the routine itself. What else can we do to get a better night's sleep?
So I'm a really big fan of taking supplements. So I call myself a menopause sleep hacker. I wear wearable devices, so I'm always tracking my sleep. So things like magnesium glycinate or bisglycinate is amazing. Our magnesium is fantastic. 2 to 3 capsules before bed literally will give you the best sleep. You'll get deep sleep, you'll get a lot of REM sleep, and it helps with heart rate variability, which is recovery. So that we know that when we're getting our sleep, it's helping us to recover for the next day. The other product that I really love is Sleep Us. Sleep Us, I formulated this myself, and it has things like L-theanine, sun-theanine. Sun-theanine helps us to relax. It also has melatonin. We know that melatonin is fabulous for us in this phase of life. Again, helping us to fall asleep and to stay asleep. So combining these combining them together or taking them on their own will just help you get that amazing night's sleep, will help to prevent you from waking up to go to the bathroom, will help to prevent you from waking up from being stressed. And combining them with our sleep routine and our sleep hygiene will just help you get that incredible night's sleep.
I think most of us are at a point where we'll try anything just to get a better night's sleep, no matter what age or stage of life you're in. Where can we go for more information, Andrea?
So my website is wearemorphous.com. You can also follow me on social media at Andrea Donsky on Instagram and on TikTok and wherever you go to look at your social media.
Andrea, thank you so much.